We are moving up to New Hampshire in just a couple of weeks now. Might be a major conversation on that opportunity to explore. Which is my Ember baby. Frames. It's all here.
I can't believe it. This is absolutely wild.
Hello my dears and welcome back to the vlog. This one is super exciting because if you've been watching my videos, you know that we are moving up to New Hampshire in just a couple of weeks now. It's coming up super quick and we have not started packing literally anything yet. So we need to get packing and you guys are going to come along for the entire journey. It's like hard to believe that this chapter here in Salem is already coming to a close. It went by so fast. We're lucky in the sense that we have moved every year for the last 3 years, so we don't have a ton of extra stuff that we need to get rid of. However, even over just 1 year, like things accumulate. So packing is still quite the to-do no matter what. And this time we're not hiring movers, we're doing it ourselves. We're getting a U-Haul. So it's definitely going to be interesting and you guys are going to come along for the entire journey. One thing that I just did was go through my whole bookshelf and see if there's anything I wanted to get rid of, like unhauling some of my books. And this whole stack is on the chopping block. So I'm probably gonna put it in some totes and take it over to a little free library at some point. Whoever encounters this little free library with all of these is going to be very, very happy. So I put all the books that I unhauled into a little free library, which is great. And now I'm going to embark upon packing up my entire bookshelf, which is gonna be a fun adventure. But first, I wanted to give you guys just like my quick review of yesteryear because it sparked such major conversation online. I know this is meant to be a moving vlog, so if you're not interested in books, feel free to skip through this part. I know I'm late to the game. A lot of people read this like a couple months ago. I just finished it and I felt the need to weigh in on the conversation because of the fact that all of the discussion I saw about this book online before I read it didn't even touch upon the things that I found most impactful or most interesting about it that I was thinking about after I finished reading it. So I wanted to share those. I heard a lot, of course, about like the trad wife influencer of it all, as well as the twist at the end, which sparked super heated debate online, rightfully so. But here are a couple of things that really stuck with me more. The first one is the major theme of surveillance in this book. Like if I had to write an analytical essay about this for college or something, that is the topic I would choose, and I already have a thesis statement, baby. Natalie, the main character in the book, essentially convinces herself that she's being watched in order to effectively portray this character of the God-fearing woman, wife, mother that she believes that she has to be. She uses this feeling of being watched to push through her exhaustion from performing societally accepted womanhood, motherhood, and domesticity. In this way, as an influencer, the surveillance of her followers becomes the same entity as God. Like she envisions and believes that both of those forces are constantly surveilling her. And so it becomes kind of this self-imposed panopticon. If you don't know, a panopticon was essentially a prison setup where the guards could see into all of the cells, but the prisoners in the cells could not tell when they were being watched. And because of this, they must believe that they are always being watched and therefore police their own behavior. And that is exactly what Natalie is doing. If she has to believe that she's always being watched, she has to police her own behavior. So even in private, she tries to portray this online Natalie. And because she's constantly acting through this edifice and artifice she creates by feeling like she's constantly being watched, she essentially entirely erases any true and authentic person beneath. And when that authentic person does slip out, even though like, yes, she is kind of insufferable, she believes that being her true self is like a personal failure. I see this like direct line of the theme from being brainwashed to religion, to her mother telling her to imagine someone's watching her in order to get through doing all her domestic chores around the house, to, in the second half of the book, her kind of obsession with hidden cameras or producers in the bushes and things like this, and ultimately her paranoia, which kind of leads to the twist at the end of the book. And because of that, I actually think that the theme of surveillance is the driving narrative force of this entire story. The second thing about this is that while Natalie is a deeply unlikable character, I think she's actually a lot more relatable than most people want to admit. Yes, she is kind of a terrible and deluded person, but isn't her disillusionment and then disappointment with the options available to women in America, in our society, actually really relatable and justifiable? Whether you're a trad wife influencer or deeply progressive, there is no reality in which a woman gets to be happy and successful. Like, our society really does not like happy, successful women. This theme gets developed in this book through her personal comparison to Rena, her college roommate, who went a completely different path, finished college, was very career driven, and so on and so forth. And Natalie tries to convince herself that Rena must be miserable in order to justify the way that she's living. But really, neither of them is probably happy, or we don't really know Rena's true reality in the book. The theme also comes up when she starts to conflate her following, where she says that she doesn't know which followers are traditional like her and supporting her way of life, and which ones are actually deeply progressive and think that she's found some key token to freedom that nobody else has discovered. But throughout this book, really, she's just trying to say that she's disgusted with the options that are available to her, and she's trying to find a different path. She's supposed to want certain things. Certain things are supposed to be easy and natural and make her happy, and they don't. And she's upset about that. And aren't we all upset when what we are taught to want ends up not being anything that we desire for our lives at all? It's disappointing and it's frustrating, especially for mothers. I think Natalie's reality is probably a lot more real than people want it to be. So yeah, the twist was not shocking or disappointing to me. I read this less as a thriller and more of a philosophical study or a socio-political study of a woman who creates her own panopticon of womanhood in America and the far right. While I can't say that I liked this book, I did think about it a lot after I finished reading it. So I completely understand why this book was such a conversation starter online. I just think a lot of the conversation didn't even touch upon the things that I found most interesting about it. Give it a read, or if you've already read it, let me know what you all thought about Yesteryear and if you noticed these themes too. All right, with that, let's get back to the moving content. I'm gonna go ahead and pack up these books. I also totally forgot, I'm just looking at myself in the camera lens now and realized I forgot to tell you guys I got my bob trimmed yesterday. She's all fresh and short and chin length. I love her. I wanted to get my hair cut one last time by the same stylist who cut my bob before I left. Obviously, I'm not moving to the middle of nowhere. We're going to Seacoast, New Hampshire. There's gonna be plenty of hairstylists. I just wanted to make sure I got a good trim before we went from someone I'm familiar with and know is going to do a good job. So,
Is my Ember baby the best helper in the world? Yes, you're helping your mommy. Oh my goodness, so helpful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a sweetheart.
friends. So today we are going to see our new apartment. We rented it without having ever seen it, so we're actually going to see it for the first time today. We're gonna pick up the keys, see the place, make sure everything is good. We're not moving until next week, but we're probably gonna bring a few of our things over there just to split it up a little bit. I'm excited, nervous. Let's see how it goes. can so tell that the paint that they do on these walls in like apartment complexes is just such poor quality. Even with like super careful application and removal of command strips, you can see that little dot right there. A little piece of the paint came off the wall and it looks like literally cardboard underneath. Like, I don't even know what kind of excuse for a wall that is, but you know what? They did just say like take nails out of the wall. I don't think they're super particular about things being perfect, but maybe I'll try to spackle over it anyway, just so that there's no issues. But the problem is these walls are not white. They're like a kind of slatey beige gray color, so I'm not sure. I think if I try to spackle over it, it would look ridiculous. So I might just leave it to them. After I filmed that little clip of our new apartment the other day, I literally put this camera down on the counter in our apartment in New Hampshire and left it there and we drove home. So today my husband was like, I'm gonna go and get it for you. So everyone can send their thanks to my husband for this vlog because he drove like an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back just to get this for me, even though I was like, no, it's not a big deal. You don't have to do all that. But he's a sweetheart. So alas, here we are. We have the camera. I did film a couple of clips on my phone in the meantime, which of course will be still in this, but they might look a little bit different, so please forgive. I just broke down my old office like desk chair because it had basically become a scratching post for my cat. So I was not gonna bring crappy scratched up furniture with us. And now I know that I cannot get fake leather furniture because even with like training over time, it's just like I can't catch her doing it every single time. But now, so I've been working all day. I don't have a ton of time today to do like significant packing stuff, but what I would like to do is go through my jewelry because I have all this crap and I don't wear any of it. Like literally, my photo's on, so sorry for the weird lighting. This stuff here is basically what I wear. It's like my rings and my earrings that I pick out from each day. But then I have this whole big jewelry box. And like some of it is like fancy and expensive jewelry, which totally makes sense. Like I'm not gonna wear that often and I'll still keep it. But this whole top layer is like crappy jewelry. I'm gonna go through it and just be really savage about what I actually wear, what I don't, and just get rid of a bunch of stuff. I have a feeling, I anticipate most of this top layer is gonna be gotten rid of. This I actually wear, we're gonna keep that. This is vintage and I got it at like a little antique shop, but the color is kind of like in between silver and gold, so I never really reach for it. Because basic silver hoops, keeping those for sure. This one's special to me. It has the Leo like zodiac constellation on it. I love this. This little choker, I don't wear it too often, but I do love it, so this is staying. These I'm tossing. These are such junk. They were supposed to be like silver plated and they became like half gold almost immediately. Terrible product. Another basic little silver chain, she can stay. Their vintage one, that's not really a color I like, so I think I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't love this weird like two texture chain, so I have plenty of others. I think that can go. This is just weird to me. Like I would prefer it if it was just the cuff without this weird chain. This one can go. I used to wear these tortoiseshell ones a lot, but I haven't reached for them in like a year. This one I'm getting rid of, like fake diamonds that looks like middle school. This one I'm getting rid of. It has this weird charm that I don't like and it's cheap crap jewelry anyway. Little skeleton hands. These are so old and so broken, so these are gonna go. Coins from Palestine, definitely keeping these earrings. They're like a little costumey but kind of cute. I could imagine wearing them on like a special occasion. This is cute. I don't really wear watches other than my Apple Watch, but I do like this, so I'm gonna keep it and give it another chance. Good morning, my dears. It is moving day, part 1 today. We just went to pick up our U-Haul around 10 a.m. So we're taking basically the rest of the day to move like almost everything into the truck. Because we're doing it ourselves, we left like the overnight. We're actually gonna drive there tomorrow morning. So that's the deal. It is absolute chaos in here right now, but despite the appearance of chaos, I think we're actually pretty prepared. Our kitties are so confused about what the heck is going on. We've got our dollies. I'm about to do some vacuum sealing of some pillows and it's gonna be great.
It is raining outside, so that's kind of a bummer, but besides that, everything has been going really smoothly.
So wish us luck for a good first part of our move.
Can't believe it, but after like a full day and a half, we are finally done. Empty U-Haul. We are all moved into our new place. Well, not all moved in, but everything is unloaded from the U-Haul. It has been a hard couple of days doing all of this work without help from movers, which is what I'm used to, but I feel like so proud of all that we've been able to accomplish. And now I'm literally just folding these blankets and then that's it. We're moved to Dover, New Hampshire. I can't believe it. This is absolutely wild.
Alright, it is a few days later. We've been here for a couple of days. I got so locked in on just getting this place unpacked. So we're like most of the way there, I would say, just in terms of unpacking everything. But obviously there's still like a lot that I want to do. If you've moved apartments or just like moved in general, you know, it's like you kind of have to figure out how all the stuff that you do have fits into the new space, and then also decide from there like what you might need as well for the new space. This space is a lot bigger, so our stuff actually fits here much better, but there are some things that we definitely do need to add in. Like we need a new coffee table, we need some more like side tables for certain areas and things like this, some curtains, things like that. And I'm just trying to decide like where to put decorations and what to do with certain areas. But let me show you guys where everything is right now. This room is probably the messiest because it's kind of where we're like keeping everything that doesn't have a place yet. This is my pile of all the boxes and all the vacuum seal bags and all of those big like tote bags that we use to move everything. So you can see like it's all here. It's pretty much good to go. We now have this like entrance area, which is not something that we had before, and I am so happy about it because there's like a space where we can just like have shoes and it doesn't make the rest of the place look all ugly. So we are gonna get like some wall mount coat rack to go there, and then there's this like little nook right inside of that space, which I think would be nicer to make it like a little bit cute. So I think I'm gonna put our circular mirror up on this wall right here, and then we have this little bench to sit on to put on shoes, and then I need to like figure out what to put in this corner. I feel like it needs something with like a little bit of height. And then this is like our main space. Like I said, it's kind of messy right now because it's where we're keeping all the things we don't know what to do with yet. Got our coffee station set up, so that's like the most important thing. I think I'm probably gonna put up the same frames that I had in the last place. They're just like 3 frames side by side that have little coffee pictures and sayings on them. So I feel like I still like those, so those will probably go up there. I don't usually put up anything behind the TV. We just have like RGB lights on the back of the TV, so it looks really nice in the evening. The only thing I could envision on this wall behind the TV would be like more lights of some kind, maybe like a neon or something like that. Love these big windows. This is my dumping ground for all of the extra decorations and frames and stuff that I haven't put up yet. The couch is right here. Sorry, oh my god, it's so messy. And I have my little bookshelf set up, which of course is my favorite part of the house, and my leather chair that I love. We don't have a coffee table yet, so we've just been using this little like TV stand whenever we need to set something down in front of the couch. But I'm thinking I want to kind of go away from the like black and white and gray. I'm actually really over gray, but couches are very expensive and I don't want to get a new one. So what I want to do instead is start accenting the gray with like cream and like olive green instead of the black and white sort of situation. I feel like it will go really nicely with the rug, which is multicolored. And then I was thinking instead of doing black like we had before for a coffee table, I want to do like a dark walnut wood color, like kind of similar to the backs of these chairs that we have, like something that's like kind of that color to put here. And I want one of the ones that has the thing that can like lift up towards you so that you can like work on the couch or eat at the couch
we don't have like a kitchen table or anything. We just have the bar stools. So then we do end up definitely eating on the couch sometimes. So it would be nice to have a coffee table like that. But yeah, I'm thinking brown instead of black, and then changing those pillow covers and kind of blankets into more of like a dark olive and cream. What I wanted to ask you guys is about these windows. We have such beautiful windows here, and they have this like indentation that goes into them. I'm wondering if I should put some like sheer little curtains there. I feel like it would look pretty, but I don't really know how to set it up. Like, I mount a rod across the whole like top of that window and just put little shears like in between, like so, like 3 or 4 shears. I could also do like a tension rod. I don't even know if a tension rod would work. I think that's too far of a distance, but yeah, let me know if you guys think some curtains would look good there. I've never really done curtains in my living rooms before just because I like big open windows, but I feel like I just want it to be really nice and cozy in here. So I feel like maybe that would be a win. Kitchen, this is our other messy space where we're like dropping things that like little boxes, returns, things that we don't know what to do with yet. So please excuse, but we have a nice, lovely big kitchen, which makes me so happy. This is all pretty much unpacked. Everything is in its place. And I don't think much needs to be done here. Like, I like to keep the kitchen pretty minimal. You can't see it right now because the damn box is on the counter, but I have my little like cute setup here with the cutting board and a candle and my mushroom light from IKEA. This is one of my favorite lamps that we have. So cute. And then I just need to find like where I want to set up my cookbooks as part of the decoration. But other than that, I feel like this room doesn't need much. I do wonder, maybe I could put like some plants up here. I have cats and they love to eat plants that they shouldn't eat. So on top of the cabinets is a nice place to put them, as long as I blockade it, because they can get up on the fridge and then get up there and walk around. But I feel like that corner area could be nice for like a few plants, but I don't know if they would get enough sun up there. But yeah, what would you guys do? Would you decorate above the cabinets? Or just kind of leave it blank as is. We have our office set up. We're doing like a little his and hers situation. I actually love this, that we get to have a little office together. This is all set up and ready to go. I need to get back into some work today, so I'm glad I have this area set up. I have my little shelf here with all of the literary journals and magazines that my poetry has been in, just as like a little inspiration for me right by my desk. And then we just got a little decor in the middle that we both like, and then my husband's setup. I'm lucky that he likes like minimalist. It's not too boyish and ugly. We do have a lot of like space in this room that's not really being used though, so I'm not sure if there's like a good way to utilize the rest of this room. We're definitely going to keep the 2 desks on those walls and probably do some kind of decor on this back wall, maybe like a long like wall mount shelf on like each of our sides with like some little frames or plants or trinkets or whatever. I think that's probably what we'll do. But yeah, I don't really know what we're doing with the rest of this room. But we are so blessed to have a giant extra closet in here. So we have a place to put like coats and, you know, fancy stuff and just things that we don't use all the time. It's so nice to have this extra closet space that we didn't have before. And then bathroom, I freaking love this bathroom because we have the 2 sinks and mirrors. Such a blessing, so we can actually like use the bathroom at the same time. So that's super nice. Bedroom, I'm showing you everything when it's so messy. Literally haven't made the bed yet today with both of our pajamas just sitting there. But anyways, y'all won't judge me. Again with this room, we've had the black as like comforter and sheets for a long time, and I do really like it, but I'm also kind of like feeling like I want to change it up a little bit. So I'm thinking I might do a duvet cover that's again like olive green. Both my husband and I really like green. That's like our mutual favorite color. So I'm thinking duvet cover and pillow covers that are olive green, and maybe sheets, I feel like brown, cream, like that kind of thing would go well with it. And then obviously we have this same kind of like walnutty wood in here, so I feel like that's definitely a theme. And we already have the green with our like matching lamps. The shades are beige, so I feel like it'll all go. And then the question is, do we use the same painting that we've had above our bed in our last like 3-4 apartments? Does the black and white still go with everything and like tie it in if we change this black to green and cream and brown and all of that. So that's something we'll have to see. I feel like I can't like picture it yet without seeing the new color on the bed, but that's something I've been like holding off on. We've already had to order so many things that we need for the house that I'm holding off on the things that are just like purely aesthetic because I want to spread out the spending a little bit because obviously moving is expensive. Big, huge closet in here, which is so nice. This is where we're keeping all of the clothes that we like actually wear on a day-to-day basis. We have, this actually continues all the way through, but we do kind of have like my side versus my husband's side. And this is my kitty's new favorite place to sleep, which I hate because she's away from me. So we'll have to work on that, won't we, Ember? Sleeping in your mom's sock drawer. That's the tour. We've got a lot more space in here, which is so nice. I do really like this place. Our only complaint is that there is a train track outside of our apartment, so obviously the trains go by and it's pretty loud. But at the same time, that's obviously why this place is like cheaper than it should be. New Hampshire overall, of course, is like way cheaper than anything in the Boston area, anything in Massachusetts. We did choose the part of New Hampshire that's still pretty like lively, as opposed to being like literally in the woods where we would obviously have like less rental options but be able to find something super cheap. We didn't want that quite yet. We still want to live in a lively area, just like changing it up a little bit, and being closer to the nature. So we're in a place where we definitely are saving money, but it's not like a gigantic amount of money that we're saving, if that makes sense. I feel like I've been so scattered. Like obviously I'm focusing on moving, so I like can't remember what all I have told you guys about in this vlog. So let's just like catch up and talk a little bit. Basically, we've moved to Dover, New Hampshire, which is one town over from Portsmouth. It's like the seacoast area. It's the like 10 minutes of New Hampshire that's on the shore. If you had asked me a few years ago, I would have told you, no, I will never end up in New Hampshire. I always had this like negative impression of it for some reason, where I was like, ooh, I love Vermont, I love Maine, but New Hampshire, I don't like so much. But the thing is, that was like 100% my perception, and it's not the reality of what I see around me when I'm here. Like walking around in Dover, it feels just like Salem. There's a lot of diversity. There's alt people everywhere. Like people are covered in tattoos and piercings. So many young people, like people that like look like us in a sense. This place like attracts young families. There are kids everywhere. This is definitely a very like liberal, progressive pocket within New Hampshire as well, which is super important to me. Like I was sitting at a coffee shop yesterday and was just kind of looking around and was like, yeah, like these are people that I could be friends with that are sitting all around me right now, which is such an amazing feeling, because definitely moving to a place where you don't know anyone is a little bit nerve-wracking. So to feel like, okay, I see people like around me in this space that I could envision being in community with is really special. I feel like as soon as I got here, all of the like stress and overwhelm from not only the moving journey, but also like the last like 6 months before, where like everything in my life was changing. I was transitioning out of things, was also super busy, performing a lot, like so much going on, so much change happening in rapid progression, that I feel like once I finally got here and like settled in and was like, okay, the move is over and we're here, I just became exhausted. I feel like every like ounce of energy and adrenaline just like drained from my body, and my body has definitely been asking me for extra rest, extra food, extra fuel, like just taking care of myself more. I'm moving pretty slowly. I don't think I realized how taxing everything has been on me and how much I would need to like grieve and process all of the change that's happening in my life. And the thing is, I know 100% that all the changes that have been made are for the better. Like these things would have needed to happen even if I didn't move to a new state. My old self is dying and I'm discovering the next version of what I'm meant to be, and I'm still in that like in between, but kind of approaching being on the other side. And you know that phrase that people say that are like, your new life will cost you your old one. I feel like when I arrived here, I very much realized the gravity of like that cost of my old life. So I can hold two truths, right? Like I know that this is the right thing and that I've really outgrown all of that anyway. Like it's not where I want to be in life anyway. But at the same time, it's still a lot of things that have meant so much to me that
I am gonna obviously have to go through a process of like grieving and kind of moving on from that stuff. That's where I'm at. I just feel like I'm processing so much. I'm so emotional. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But it does really help that like we have really enjoyed being here so far. Like my husband keeps saying Dover is what I hoped Salem would be, or Dover is what I thought Salem was going to be like. It's so lively here. There's so many good restaurants and coffee shops. Literally, we've been eating out a lot, obviously because we just got here. We haven't like done a big grocery haul yet or anything like that. We've been eating out a lot and taking advantage of like trying all the different restaurants that are around us. There has not been a single miss. Every single restaurant we have tried has been amazing. Every single coffee shop we've gone to has been amazing, which was like not the case in Salem at all, unfortunately, where like you'd think a place like that would have a lot of really good food and specialty coffee, and it just doesn't. And here we're like, why is every restaurant so good? Everything is so walkable. I can walk to my gym in less than 10 minutes. I can walk to 3 coffee shops in less than 10 minutes. Like there's a yoga studio that I'm actually going to try today that I can also walk to. Like I think a lot of people were saying like, oh, well, if you move to New Hampshire, you're going to need to drive everywhere. You can't get anywhere, blah, blah, blah. Living in Dover, like in the downtown area of Dover, that's not true. It's extremely walkable. It's just as walkable as a place like Salem or Somerville where I lived before. And then like obviously, yeah, we'll hop in a car if we want to go to a lake or go hiking or whatever. And before we would have had to drive like 2.5 hours, 3 hours to get into the White Mountains. Now we're like an hour away. So far, so good. So far, we really like it here. And it's kind of just a matter of deciding. This is the big part, is that like it's not necessarily that this is our forever place. I think kind of the options are, if we really like it here, we'll start to think about potentially buying a house in Maine, and that's what we would be saving up for. And if we decide maybe like, sure, we like it here, but it's not like, doesn't feel long term for us, we still have this inkling that we really want to try something new, that the West Coast is calling us, then we'll be saving up essentially to move across the country and still try that out if we feel like it's the right thing. So this is genuinely like a test. This is to see if this is a lifestyle that we can envision ourselves having. And I feel like we're so lucky. Well, not lucky. We've set this up. I mean, these are the choices we've made in our life that make this possible, but we don't have jobs that are holding us in any specific place. We don't have children and are not planning to have children, at least not anytime soon. So we're not pinned down. Like we don't have to be like, oh, we need to choose right away where we want to live, or we're gonna, you know, whatever that consequence might be for someone who really has to be rooted because of their life situation. Yeah, it just makes it so that we have that opportunity to explore, which I'm really grateful for. All right, beautiful people, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end off this vlog here. I'm not sure what all we've captured, but I feel like I have been filming everything as we've been going along, so hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you want to see from here, whether that be like exploring Dover, getting back into my routines, more of my like setting up the house. I definitely will bring you guys along as I sort of design the rest of my home. Like obviously we're unpacked, but things aren't like designed quite the way that I want them yet. We need to hang stuff up on the walls. We need to buy a few more things, as I mentioned, that I'm trying to spread out those expenses. So I will take you guys along with me as I kind of update our apartment for this new space and kind of get things really settled in. I'm trying to convince myself to do that slowly, move slowly, so that it can be like what I want it to be and I can find some cool pieces. There are some antique shops around here, so I'm definitely gonna go check those out as well. If you made it all the way here, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I am still a very small channel and I'm trying to do YouTube more, so that really helps me out a lot. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.